the senior people who work for councils, why are their brains so soft?
Well, dear, they went through an education system that was heavily infiltrated by the former Soviet Union. That's why they are destroying the country from within, whilst giving the impression they are professionals that have everything under control. We can get some idea of how these highly paid, woolly-headed, half-baked intellectuals think by reading their magazine is posted through everyone's letterbox. The magazine is there to promote a forced narrative that everything is fine and hunky-dory, where in reality almost every public service is falling to bits by design. If you believe their propaganda, you will probably act as a duplicator and tell others, and that is how cognitive dissonance is spread. It's rather like a nasty virus. The objective is to get people into a state of mind whereby, if you present them with overwhelming facts about the real agenda, they will be unable to believe the truth and consider anything that's outside their very narrow thought process as a conspiracy theory.
Those brains that run councils are as soft as your bum. They survive using propaganda. Yes, local council magazines for people whose mental age is equivalent to their shoe size.
Hello, I'm Chris and welcome to another programme. This week I'm going to talk about a recent planning meeting that will affect the lives of everyone that lives in and around Cheshunt in Hertfordshire. What I've witnessed is a microcosm of what I believe is not only happening throughout the UK but also throughout the Western world. Therefore, if you are listening in from other parts of Britain or overseas and your environment is about to be destroyed by high density housing developments, please stay tuned. On the 22nd of May I attended a Broxman Council planning meeting. In my view, it was an insult to the average person's mentality. Very few councillors attended, and those that did exhibited a mentality that was as shallow as a puddle on a billiards table. It was infantile and gave me the impression we are dealing with imbeciles, or as Stalin called them, useful idiots. Part of the UK planning process is to initially ask for written comments from the public. This happened last year, and I sent a 25-page report to the planners showing proof that the proposed housing development will be an environmental and human disaster. The general public can read submissions to the planning department, and I realised readers, including councillors, would be unable to understand my report if I made it too technical. So I decided to simplify it and use humour to convey a very serious message, as reports can be extremely boring. Anyway, I made the report so simple even a career politician can understand it. Anyway, you can read my report on my website. At the council planning meeting on the 22nd of May, nothing whatsoever was mentioned about my report, neither was there anything said about comments other residents had made. The attitude was as if people that rejected the development didn't exist. We were totally ignored. This raises many questions. Prior to the meeting, I lobbied the councillors by sending each one of them a letter via email. I only got one reply. The local newly elected councillor, who was elected at the beginning of May for the area where I live, was supposed to represent us at the meeting. He didn't attend. At the beginning of May, I did a recording where I read out the two election communications that been put through my letterbox. At the time, I didn't mention any names of the political parties, but I can now. The first party that I spoke about is the Labour Party, and the second party that was elected was the Conservative Party. So when you hear this recording, the first part I'm talking about the Labour Party, and the second part is the chap that actually was elected locally. And I think you'll find this rather interesting. It's the local elections soon, and through my door yesterday came two party political leaflets from the two main parties, and it's really an exercise in not telling you anything. I've just looked through now. This is the first. I won't mention what party it is, and what we've got here, we've got Community Services, okay, and she's going to demand more funding so our children, elderly and vulnerable people are cared for adequately. Well, that's really nice, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Then to ensure the Citizens Advice Bureau is funded effectively. Well, what this person doesn't realise is that if you look up Dun & Bradstreet, this local Citizens Advice Bureau is now a limited company. Housing crisis, to support the many people who have been made homeless by cuts to our services. And it's got listening to the residents. I will hold regular meetings with the residents to listen to your concerns, but also to hear your suggestions. I will be a voice for the voiceless, including the hard-to-reach members of our community. Okay, right, that's one. What does that really tell you? Square root of sod all, basically. Now this is the other one, and I won't tell you what political parties they are. This is what this character's going to do. Standing up for local residents. Will always make sure that local voices are heard. So we've got one party wants to hear local voices, and the other one wants to hear local voices. We will continue to give you a voice, so that we can make the area an even better place to live. Oh, isn't that nice? Supporting local community services. Oh, wow. Health, family and youth services, and we will continue to support these vital activities. Oh yeah, very nice. We'll continue to keep council tax low, delivering value for money. Right, okay. Supporting local business. We were supporting local business and fully committed to working with them to integrate our town centres. But they're going to introduce a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit that goes for about 9 miles from Waltham Cross to North Hoddesdon, and that will guarantee to kill local business. So really those two leaflets have told you the sod all, but you notice all these political communications don't tell you anything. They never have done. It's just waffle, complete and utter waffle. And what I said at the beginning of May, that recording, has proved to be true, because all that chap said was waffle. He's supposed to be giving us a voice. So where was he at the planning meeting on the 22nd of May? I mean, I was going to suggest that all the people in the public gallery all hold hands and hold a séance to get through to the living. The only person that spoke who was against the proposed development was a gentleman from the Goffs Oak Community Association. He gave an excellent speech within the 3 minutes that was allocated for each speaker. In the coming weeks I intend to cover many aspects of this and surrounding building developments, and plan to reveal what is really going on, such as the role of what I call a propaganda agency that was allegedly employed by one of the developers. I'm not pessimistic, I'm optimistic. So please tune in to hear future programs. Thank you for listening.